Hey, it's Mazzy. Welcome back. I'm going to play you 5 or 6 parts records that have never been shown, ever been shown on YouTube in the vinyl community. Now, to do this, there's no way to prove this, right? I haven't watched every video, so how am I supposed to know that these have never been shown? But there's a thread going around here, started by the Static Traveler. See what he did there? It's kind of like digital gramophone, where it makes no sense whatsoever. But it's Alan, Northern England, and he initiated this question, this topic. And then I saw my friend John in Birmingham do it, and he always comes up with things, and I haven't heard those. So I'm going to show 5. Now, 4 of the 5 are Bay Area bands, kind of in the new wave punk scene era. So probably most of you, unless you're from the Bay Area or you were tuned in to Goldmine and the whole punk scene and maybe research, survival research and those things, I've heard of some of these. They're not like hardcore punk records, but somewhat independent records, I will say, somewhat. And the first one is the Spitballs, and this is Telstar. There is a photograph of the Spitballs. Actually, not really. They were a super group on Berserkly Records. Berserkly was a Matthew King Kaufman label out of Rather Ripped Records on the north side of the Berkeley campus. A lot of great artists came out of there. And the people on this covers album, I don't have the whole album, only have the single. Of course, Telstar is that famous instrumental, but the B-side of this is the Who song, Boris the Spider. And in the band was Greg Kinn, Jonathan Richmond, the Rubinoos, and others, the band Earthquake. So here is the Spitballs doing a little bit of the great guitar instrumental Telstar. I am showing 2 records here, but I'm only going to play one. Little Roger and the Goosebumps and Dick Bright and his Sounds of Delight Orchestra. For a while in the late 70s, there was this parody band that played at a mall, cool-ass kind of mid-50s, 60s lounge. And they would play like 4 nights a week, and they had like a faux lounge act. And Little Roger and the Goosebumps and Dick Bright. Now there's Little Roger right there. Great voice, kind of like a Bobby Darin kind of swinging, cool hipster type. Dick Bright still plays, does a lot of, has an orchestra, does a lot of big like events, party band, weddings, bar mitzvahs, corporate events. This is basically a parody of the various covers of Kinks. Victoria, All Day and All the Night. So it's, and So Tired. So it's an EP. You can see the parody there. They had one infamous parody record called Stairway to Heaven / Gilligan's Island Theme, and they got a cease and desist order. I have that 45. I could not find it today, but it's basically the music to Stairway to Heaven, but the lyrics to the Gilligan Island theme. You could probably find it somewhere online. It's hysterical. Little Roger sings it, and he does the whole song is great. But what I'm going to show on Richmond Records, This is from 1979. This is an indie single, and this is their song, Kennedy Girls. You can imagine what that is. It's basically, well, you'll hear what it is. So, Kennedy Girls by Little Roger and the Goosebumps. Next song is 100 Miles an Hour from an independent EP called Artistic as Hell, Roy A. Loney. Now, Roy and I worked together at ABC Records when this put out. I remember him putting this out, and we all supported him, bought copies. Well, of course, Roy Loney was one of the original members of the Flamin' Groovies in the late 1960s, early 70s. He left. He worked in record stores. He worked for ABC with me for a couple of years, and then he did this independent single. Soon after this, he started a full band called Roy Loney and the Phantom Movers. Had, 3 or 4 records on an independent local label in San Francisco called Solid Smoke Records. But a bunch of people are on here, but the one I'll call out right away is Cyril Jordan, one of the original guitar players for the Flamin' Groovies. So there they are, Roy Loney, Artistic as Hell is the name of the EP. And the name of the song that I'm going to play is 100 Miles an Hour. I'm going to play a single from the Contractions. They were a local San Francisco power trio punk band that played in San Francisco. Saw them quite a few times. This single came out, indie single, 1980. There you go. The song I'm going to play on the A side is Rules and Regulations. Now, the trio consisted of Debbie Hopkins, drums, percussion, vocals, Mary Kelly on guitar and vocals, and Kathy Peck on bass and vocals. And some of you musicians may know of Kathy Peck because she had some hearing loss and ear damage as a result of loud rock and roll. And she started an organization called HEAR, H-E-A-R. Those of you who are musicians or support musicians, they would start giving out earplugs. They got supported by Pete Townsend. Obviously, he had some hearing issues after that infamous Smothers Brothers, Keith Moon bass drum explosion. And it's an organization that's been around since. And that was really the brainchild of Kathy Peck, who started that. But this is a single, independent single from the Contractions. Great name for a all-woman group, right? All-women group then. From 1980, Rules and Regulations.
I don't need rules and regulations. Put yourself on probation.
not least, a record recorded out of the Bay Area. This is Allen Ginsberg with the Glue-Ons, a group from Colorado, I think out of Denver. And this is a song called Birdbrain. It's like a 6-minute song. Beat poetry, of course, he would record with The Clash also in the 1980s as well, and did a bunch of things. He did a record with Paul McCartney, Skeleton something or other. But this is Birdbrain. The B-side is Sue Your Parents. And of course, the great beat poet, Allen Ginsberg. Sue Your Parents and Birdbrain. There you go. Ultimate product of capitalism. Birdbrain, chief bureaucrat of Russia, yawning. Birdbrain ran FBI 30 years, appointed by FDR, and never chased Cosa Nostra. Birdbrain apportioned wheat to be burned, keep prices up on the world markets. Birdbrain lends money to developing nation police states through the World Bank. Birdbrain offers brain transplants in Switzerland. Birdbrain wakes up in the middle of the night and arranges his sheets. I am Birdbrain. Russia, Yugoslavia, England, Poland, Argentina, United States, El Salvador. Birdbrain multiplies in Russia, China, and the United States. Birdbrain inhabits Stalin's corpse inside the Kremlin wall. Birdbrain dictates petrochemical agriculture in African desert regions. Birdbrain lowers North California's water table, sucking it up for Orange County agribusiness banks. Birdbrain clubs baby harp seals and wears their coats to Paris. Birdbrain runs the Pentagon, his brother runs the CIA, fat ass bucks. Birdbrain writes in at its time, Newsweek, Wall Street Journal, Pravda, Izvestia. Birdbrain is Premier, President, Commissar, Chairman, Commissar, Senator, Chairman. Birdbrain prepares Wonder Bread with refined white flour.